We are Legion.
What is up, comic fam? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. It's Tuesday. That means it's my favorite day of the week. New DC books drop. So we're going to look at the ones that I picked up, talk about what else is dropping this week, as well as a little bit of news. Actually, it's big news from EGS Grading Services. But before we do any of that, check this out. Huge shout out to Big Time Collectibles for sponsoring the channel and the monthly giveaway for the channel members. Be sure to check them out at bigtimecollectibles.com. And if you need anything clean or press, hit up Justin Comic over on Instagram. Use that promo code WeAreLegion and take advantage of the special offer he's got running right now. All right, so I'm dead tired. So this is going to be a quick one today, but I definitely was looking forward to doing this live. And there's like a small window of opportunity here. I just got off work, ran by my LCS, grabbed my books, grabbed some food, stopped at the park up the street, and had a picnic with the kids. We just got them back today after about 9-10 days of them being with grandma and grandpa, as me and Kyle worked all week for the big event here locally in Augusta, the Masters tournament. So they're about to be coming back in the house. So we're going to try to knock this out before they do. So let's get right into it. First one I picked up this week, and I have already read this one. I woke up early this morning before work and went ahead and read it. I was really excited, and it definitely did not let me down, and that's Flashpoint Beyond, issue number 0. This is the prelude, I guess, the setup for this upcoming event that Jeff Johns is doing. So Jeff Johns is probably one of the all-time greats of DC Comics. He definitely established himself with such things like his Green Lantern run with Infinite Crisis. He did Flashpoint. He's coming back to do this Flashpoint Beyond, where Thomas Wayne of that Flashpoint Paradox Earth wakes up, and he should not have. His universe should not exist anymore post-event of Flashpoint, yet he does. So he's trying to figure out why he does and what's going on, and he's going to run into some other stuff along the way. But this was really good. I highly recommend this if you're a fan of any of those things that I just mentioned. And I forgot to do it, but let's go and do it. Let's say hello to the chat. Southern Comic Geek was up in there throwing those channel emojis. I appreciate that. Flo is up in the building. We back, baby. Half back. I'm still on my work run. Friday will be my first full day off. I don't have to wake up 4:30 in the morning. It's definitely the best day of the week. We got Les Crucius up in here. What is going on? Mr. Beckerman, what is happening? Nephew Flo. Exactly. So next up, we got, since Flo's in the building, I did not want to talk about this unless he was here. We have Batman Catwoman issue 11 of 12. So this is getting ready to wrap up. And in that last issue, we saw the little tease where Batman's giving Catwoman the ultimatum. And this is almost like a bookend to King's Batman run, how it kind of left everybody hanging on the whole wedding thing. It's almost like bookending that and then showing you like the inevitable conclusion if you play the tape all the way out from his run. It's been pretty good. I've enjoyed it a lot. And Clayman's artwork has been stellar in it. Liam Sharp did step in for 3 issues in the interiors, which I was not mad at all. I love Liam Sharp's artwork. And then next up, we have Superman, Son of Kal-El, issue number 10. So John's back in his own title here. He was just crossing over in the Nightwing titles that Tom Taylor is also writing. And we see that he's still got to deal with Bendix and his supercharged super team of people that he's sitting out there. And it's almost made it look like he's framing or attempting to frame or make John look poorly in the public eye. Somebody died right in front of him in his last issue. It was I think it was in the Nightwing issue, but it was it was heartbreaking. He was just standing there. The dude just explodes right in front of him. Nightwing was still standing behind him, safe. But yeah, it's rough. It was rough, but I'm excited to read this. This series has been super solid, pun intended. We got Paul Rogers up in here. What is going on? Comics Kings himself is up in the building. What is up, Brando? How are you today? Pops Attic is up in here. Appreciate y'all popping in. We're speeding through this. We got one more book. Then we're going to talk about this EGS news real quick, and that is Suicide Squad Blaze from Black Label. This is issue number 2 of 3, I believe. It might be 4, but that first issue is awesome. You have some kind of creature out slaughtering people, and they're kind of tying that in with the story of Waller putting together a Suicide Squad team to go stop a previous project that went south, and that's a lot of she made some people metas. Instead of putting bombs in their neck, she gave them superpowers, and they're all on limited life at that point. And it looks like they had a big confrontation with them at the end of the final issue, or the end of the first issue, and it kind of left you hanging with everything hitting the fan. And just pumped to get the next issue. It looks like we're going to get some Superman action in here, so I'm definitely excited to jump into that one. I enjoyed that first issue. It's good stuff. And that's it for the DC books I picked up this week. I do have the new issue of Mighty Morphin that I'll be picking up to the end of the week, as well as 7 Secrets. So it's a small week for me this week. But besides the new comic books, EGS, the expert grading services, the other grading service besides CGC, CBCS, PGX, just officially announced earlier today that they have finally done it. They've gotten up the money quicker than they thought they would, but they have exchanged money, receipts in hand, and they have their own slabs coming to them, because up until this point they've been using the slabs from a company called Comic Skin that they order, and they case up the books. That's actually a Comic Skin. It's not from EGS, but that's one straight from Comic Skin that have that original art in. But now they'll have their own holders, their very own holders, and they're looking to have them in hand come July, and they're going to be hitting conventions moving forward now that they have their own cases and everything. They are changing some prices, but not in terms of grading services. They have they're moving their signature verification to $10 flat rate per sig period, not $10 for the first one, $8 for thereafter. And also, if you do a pre-screen submission with them, then instead of a $3 rejection fee for grading the book, it's going to be a $5 fee moving forward. So pretty much their prices are staying uniform across the board. They will reholder your old EGS books and put them in the new slabs for a $12 straight reholder free, and they will not regrade those older EGS slabs that you turn in for the new ones unless there's some obvious and intense damage on them. So obviously that's subjective, but that's all sounds like good news. And it's really exciting. I haven't used their services up until this point. I looked at doing it, and then I ended up ordering the books. I mean, the holders myself straight from the company. So hopefully, if they can establish themselves and really get a foot in the door and actually make it where their services and their product they put out there holds the same value or close to the same value as the other standards in the industry, it'd be something I would look into doing. And I'm kind of curious. I'll probably, I'll probably see what the cases look like before I attempt to even get one in hand. But I am kind of curious to get one in hand and see what's up with it. Got a short list this week, only 16 books on my pool. That's because you read too many bad books. Drop the X-Men and you be good. It's like 13 more than me. My pool list this week is so small that I got a figure. Nice. I'm used to buying around 25 average. Your wallet must be so lucky. I typically get it between 10 to 12 probably is what I'd guess. 10 to 12 books. I do read some digitally, and I skip the majority of the garbage that Marvel puts out there these days. So that actually saves me a ton, and highly recommend everyone doing that. There's very few Marvel books these days that I'm picking up. Ghost Rider, Hulk. I think there's like 2 more ongoings. I'm getting Silver Surfer Rebirth. That's been really good. But yeah, if you steer clear of X-Men, that's 75% of your pool. But that's it, guys. I'm not going to keep you today. Just want to do the little haul. Appreciate everyone popping in. Throw out that EGS out there. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.